Hi guys, thank you so much for being here again with me. I hope you have been enjoying this series of interviews. Today I'm gonna talk with Rebecca McGee Tuck. She's one of the artists of the i3C group and she creates sculptures out of marine debris. We're gonna approach her practice in specific and her work with the collective and how it's important for artists to be part of a collective, being it an environmental collective like this, or if you are an artist and want to be part of a collective. Because being in a collective is very important because it creates a bigger impact, and sometimes, especially when we're working in social environmental causes, it can be really stressful and overwhelming, and so it's good to feel that our work does not stand alone and see how our work and the work of our fellow artists creates an impact and might restructure how people, the audience, feels about environmental protection or social justice. So now, let's dive in.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? It's nice
I'm
to
good.
meet you. And
Yeah, you too. Such a pleasure.
so I listened to the podcast that you had with Sarah on last year, and I'm so excited to talk to you. This is great.
Thank you. Thank you. So I just want to start by approaching your practice in specific. So how does your practice connect with environmental and social justice?
Well, my practice is sort of created with, I think the materials that I use has built my practice because I've always been an artist, but recently I've been taking walks on the beach, as I always do, and collecting trash and collecting everything that people leave behind. And the nature of the work that I make is it's found object art. And so I started deciding to use the stuff that I was picking up on the beach as my materials for art.
So how do you connect your practice with environmental protection?
Oh, yeah. So, well, the amount of stuff that I've been picking up, to be honest, is like, it's really pretty awful what I'm finding, because people go to the beach and they enjoy it and it's a great time, but they don't walk every single day like I do, and they don't see what's there. And so collecting the 5 to 50 pounds of trash is what I pick up every day. So it made it impossible for me to not become more concerned about the ocean and move into activism for the ocean. As I was collecting things, I was trying to figure out, like, what can I do more than just using the art, the materials in my art. I wanted to connect people to see what I was finding and the amount of trash I was finding, connect the art to my experience. And then from there, I guess I was trying to make my experience greater impactfully. So I started joining ocean activist groups, organizations that would do things that I would do. There's a few of them that I am joined onto now, that they organize beach cleanups with bigger groups that are able to pick up, instead of 5 to 50 pounds, like thousands of pounds of trash. Because I don't know if you have this on the beaches where you're from, but there's a lot of fishing gear, like lobster traps and ropes and things like that are here, and they tangle up with everything and they just get bigger and bigger, and it really does a lot of damage to the coastline and to all the sea creatures that are affected by it.
So you started walking the rock line as a kid with your father. Can you tell us a bit about that experience?
Yeah, well, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and my parents were very kind of hippie. And our experience was going camping and going to the beach, and we would leave no trace. And so some of the things that my father was a welder, and my mother was a gardener, and everything that we would use would be reused from something else. We didn't buy many new things. So in my life, I just had there was just a lot of reuse. So when we would go to the beach, we would find things on the beach and we'd pick up driftwood, and that would become like a fence for the garden, for example. And just as we were walking along the beach, just my father would find things that would just be so random, and then somehow he would use them in another way. And that resonated with me. And I liked some things. I would pick up toys and play with them, but he would pick up things and make use of them in some way that it was kind of magical, I thought. So
how you go about transforming marine debris into works of art, and what message you hope to convey with this fiber sculptures?
The fiber sculptures, well, the trash that I pick up is, like I said, is mostly, a lot of it is rope and fishing line. So it just sort of works well with the way that I've been making artwork, which is weaving, and not weaving on a loom, but more like free weaving or sculptural weaving. And so I've been trying to find different ways to connect the materials to sculpture. I guess. Okay, so let me tell you my project that I'm doing this month, because this will be clear. This month I've decided to take a walk on the beach every day, and with what I collect from this particular day, I'm going to make I've been making sculptures with 1 day's worth of trash I pick up, whether it's plastic bottles, whether it's rope, whatever it is. I'm kind of testing myself to make a daily sculpture. I've been calling them daily catch sculptures. And when I have a month's worth of them, then I believe that these sculptures are going to tell a very good story to people when showing them about the types of things that are found on the beach and the types of debris that they are in control of not using or using properly or getting rid of. I mean, I find a lot of balloons on the beach, and so I've been trying to find ways to use balloons in artwork to show people, don't let your balloons free. So connecting the materials is really my way of getting the message out that these materials are harmful.
Yeah, and I can see how having a sculpture done every day, it shows really the amount of trash that you find every day. It has a very big impact, because with a big sculpture, people might think, oh, maybe she spent a year collecting all this trash. No, this sculpture is 1 day worth of things I found in the beach.
Yeah, that's the goal, because I enjoy the sculptors that collect from groups to get masses of things. I'm a maximalist at heart. That's what I like, to use a lot of materials. And that's one way of showing the mass amount. But in this way, that, just as you said, it's trying to show you that 1 day's worth of stuff is more than people even think about. Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about your experience with the i3C collective?
Yeah, so Adriana reached out to me maybe about a year and a half ago to talk to me about, I've been with them since right after their first show, but when she talked to me about the group, I was so excited, because the way I've been working was, as I said, trying to give my message through my artwork. And within i3C, there's so many different types of artists that are working in different ways and have different methods of telling their feelings about the climate and the climate crisis. We have people who are more active with like the governmental aspect of environmentalism, which I've been getting into more and more because of that. And some people that work with materials like I do to show, and some people who paint scenes that are of important issues that we have to address. So I guess it's wonderful to be with this group of artists, because we're a collective of minds that is for the greater good, I guess. So we all learn off each other, and we all are able to, as one group, show it. We're more meaningful together, I believe.
Yeah, I do agree with that. So how do you feel that your work and the work of the collective impact or collaborate into this big movement of environmental protection?
How do I feel about that? Well, I mean, I feel that that's the least I could do. It's the least I could do, because without this group and without what we're doing, the feelings of despair can really get to you, because there's so much out there, and we know is bad for. It's almost like you can't do anything without hurting the environment. So by having this group, we are learning ways to change. We're learning how to teach other people to change, and we're learning how to kind of make change palatable for some people, because some people don't even want to hear about it at all, and they'll just block their ears, and some people just continue to not believe it's happening. So I guess what we're doing, I believe that art is a great way to serve up this information in a way that a lot of different types of people can understand the problems and the solutions, because we're trying to be positive and make positive connections so that it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, I see that is always very important to give the positive aspect and to think about solutions, not only hammer the issue that this is happening, something to change, and rather saying, no, this is a way to change, a way to approach this, and to change the narrative.
Yeah, it's for sure. Because before I was with i3C, I felt like I was at my own island, I guess, because I was very interested in finding out all these issues and what was going on. But if you're just learning it, it becomes, you're like, what can I do by myself? But when you're gathered up with other people, it feels like the possibilities are greater. So if I feel that way, then people seeing our artwork and our group work together, we're hoping that that's the way other people feel too.
Yeah. So my last question is, so do you feel that artists should search for a collective and try to join a collective?
Oh, yes, 100%. In fact, besides i3C, I'm in another collective of this type of artist from a different area. And I would join as many as I could, because there are just so many different minds. It's a hive mind. Like everybody has so many different ideas. And I would suggest that every artist that's thinking in this way, and even if you're not, even if you want to have one piece of art that moves towards sending an environmental message or a message of hope like that, I believe that every artist should try that opportunity to join a collective like this.
Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca, for taking the time to speak with me. It was an absolute pleasure to get your insights into your work and your insights into the collective.
Thank you so much.